I'm Shashi and this is Karisu. On the 6th of April 1979, Malaysian Beauty Queen Jean Perera Sinnapa was found dead in her car with 10 stab wounds to her chest. Today we're going to be looking at Jean Perera Sinnapa's unsolved murder case, the sequence of events which led up to her murder and all the evidence that we have collected so far. But before we do that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video, and we can get straight to it. Before we start, put on your imagination cap and follow me along in this journey. So, Jean Perera Sinnapa was considered to be the Malaysian Beauty Queen because she won so many beauty pageants and contests. And after her life as a beauty queen, she continued her career as a teacher in Sekolah Sultan Abdul Samad in Petaling Jaya. There is where she met Mr. Kartigesu, who eventually introduced her to his brother Sinnapa. And Jean and Sinnapa eventually fell in love and got married. They lived by themselves, had 3 children after that, and everything was going very well. Until the new year of 1978, when they went out for New Year celebration. On their way back, there was a car crash and Sinnapa died on the spot. Jean Perera Sinnapa suffered only mild injuries, and after this incident, Jean Perera moved in with her in-laws to live with her mother-in-law and Kartigesu, so they had people to always take care of the children. And Kartigesu never waited long before making a move to be Mr. Romeo, and allegedly both of them were an item back then, and some sources actually say that they were planning to get married eventually. So one fine night, these 2 Mars aircraft engineers were on the way back from their work, and they had to pull over to the side because there was a car parked by the roadside with a guy unconscious outside the car, and the guy was Kartigesu. And when they checked inside the car, Jean Perera was actually dead in the car with multiple stab wounds to her chest, seatbelt still on. So they immediately brought Kartigesu to the hospital where the doctors managed to treat them, and the police was notified. When Kartigesu woke up, he said he stopped the car by the roadside to relieve himself to take a piss, and somebody knocked him from behind his head and he lost consciousness. So police continued their investigation, went to their house, and this is where the major twist happens. They found almost 20 plus love letters between Jean Perera Sinnapa and Dr. Narada Warnasurya, a doctor from Sri Lanka who worked in Malaysia back then. With the discovery of this letter, now all of a sudden Kartigesu had motive to kill. And this, coupled with the fact that the hospital said there was no injury found on Kartigesu, they were quite sure that Kartigesu was the murderer. On top of this, one of Jean Perera's relative, Bandulanda Jayatilak, came up and said that he actually heard Kartigesu saying, "Worst come to worst, I'll just admit it and go in. She doesn't deserve to live." So when the court heard all this, they decided that Kartigesu was guilty and sentenced him to prison. 2 years in prison, all of a sudden there was a major turn of events. This Bandulanda guy, the Jean Perera's relative, actually came up and said, "No, I actually lied on that day and I never heard Kartigesu say anything like that." So when the court heard this, all of a sudden there was no reason to suspect Kartigesu anymore already. So they released him and all charges were dropped. And Bandulanda was charged for 10 years in prison, but he died 2 years later because of old age. So with all this said, there are multiple theories which come along with this case. One is Kartigesu did murder Jean Perera because of jealousy. You know, they found the love letters and he was planning to get married to her and stuff. Because first is there was no evidence of any urine stain nearby. Second, there was no injury to his head. The second theory is that some random stranger knocked him out and killed Jean Perera, which is rather unlikely. And the third theory is that maybe this whole thing was orchestrated and planned by a third party, someone we don't know yet. What do you think happened in this case? Who is the guilty person here? Comment down your thoughts below and let's see if we can together solve this case here on YouTube. Alright, so until the next video, bye bye.